YouTube versus blogging. It's like the age-old question. I don't know if it really is an age-old question, but this is a topic that comes up a lot inside of the Video Pursuit Society, and I could talk about this forever, but I don't think I've actually published a YouTube video on it, so let's talk about it. Do I love creating YouTube videos and growing a YouTube channel? Yes. Do I love typing on my keyboard and creating blog posts full of words with no videos or just an embedded YouTube video? Yes. Do I think they're both viable ways to start and grow an online business in 2022 and beyond? 100% yes, absolutely. YouTube is not dead. Blogging is not dead. They work so well together. It's like a match made in content creation heaven. But there are some differences, particularly when it comes to the blogging community and the YouTube community. But first, a story. So a couple of years ago, I attended a video creator conference in California, and I had a great time. The presentations were fantastic. I connected with a lot of people in person for the very first time who I had originally connected with online, and really met a whole lot of people that I had never heard of before or connected to prior to the conference. But I had these two completely separate conversations with two different people on two different days that perfectly sum up some of the differences and the subtle nuances of the blogging community and the video or YouTube creator community. And I want to address some of those differences and talk about some of the similarities and how to use YouTube and blogging together, especially moving forward in 2022. But there are some very technical differences in the two types of content creation that I want to address first. So creating a blog takes a lot more steps, and there's a lot more involved in setting up your blog, especially if you're going to use a platform like WordPress, which I highly recommend. And I have a whole video on how to set up your WordPress blog from scratch, step by step. It's actually an entire playlist: how to find your domain name, how to get your hosting set up, and then how to install WordPress. It's so easy, but there are a lot of steps compared to a YouTube channel, which all you really need is a Gmail account and hit the button that says create YouTube channel, and it's there, it's done. Now, not only is it quicker and easier to set up a YouTube channel than a blog, you're generally going to grow your audience quicker on YouTube than you would with just a regular blog if you don't already have an audience to start with. And by growth, what I'm talking about is traffic and views. And traffic and views is what you need to generate revenue, whether it's ad revenue or affiliate revenue, or even working with brands or selling your own products or digital products, growing your email list. You have to have eyeballs on your content. And generally that can happen a lot quicker on YouTube than it can with a blog. But while it may be quicker to get views and traffic on your content with a YouTube video, it may take quite a bit more time to create a YouTube video than it would take to create a blog post. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. And I know a lot of people who have just no desire to write a blog post at all. And so for them, creating a YouTube video is the only way to go in their mind, and would actually take less time than forcing your brain to get words out onto a screen. And I also know a lot of people who just have no desire to be on video. They don't want to have their face on camera. They don't want to learn how to shoot videos and edit videos, and they would much rather write a blog post. And so for them, writing a blog post would be quicker and easier for them to begin with. So when it comes to the different types of content, the actual medium, it's really up to the creator. And I think how interested you are in creating the content versus how apprehensive you may be about being on camera, all those things are going to go into how quickly you're going to be able to create that content. Because if you're excited to create it, you're probably going to get it done. And if you dread creating it, then you're probably not. Now, I mentioned that there are a few differences between the video creator community and the blogging community. And I'm not talking about the community that you create as a content creator, that community that you cultivate. That's your audience. That's the community that you create within your niche. I'm talking about as a whole, the YouTube creator community and the blogger content creator community. And I mentioned that I went to a video creator conference a couple of years ago and I met lots of great people, but there were two conversations that really stood out to me that make this point. And this is completely my own perspective and my own experience. So let me tell you the tale of two conversations. So I was chatting with a woman who I had just met. I had never heard of her before, never connected with her online, and we met through a mutual friend. And I asked her what she created content about on her YouTube channel, and she showed me. She was actually a very successful blogger, and her blog content, she turned some of it into YouTube videos, and her channel was really thriving and it looked really great. So she was a blogger who had kind of come over to the video creator world. And when she asked me what I created content about, and I started to tell her about my channel, she stopped me and said, "Oh, I know you. We're competitors." And I was speechless. I was really surprised and shocked. I really didn't know what to say because I'm not a confrontational person. I was like, how are we competitors? Because see, her niche that she showed me on her YouTube channel had nothing to do with what I created videos about. It might as well have been about how to change the oil in your vintage Mustang. That's not what her niche was, but that's how far away from my niche and how super specific hers was. And I was creating content about how to record videos, how to edit videos. I was helping people create content and become video content creators. And she chose to see me as a competitor because she was helping bloggers get started with their YouTube channels. So even though we were in completely separate niches, she saw me as a competitor, and she chose to essentially kind of like cut any future possible friendship, collaboration. She completely cut it off right there. And like I said, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I made up a story about how my phone was about to die and I needed to go charge it. I went to my hotel room and I cried. I went to my hotel room and cried because she made me feel so small and she saw me as a competitor. And I thought, how could you possibly see me as a competitor? And even if you did, why do you even care? The next day I was at a presentation and a completely different person, also someone I had never connected with, never met, never heard of, walked up to me and asked me if I was VidPro Mom, which used to be the name of my channel. And I was like, yes. And I was a little bit, I had a little bit of fear based on the previous day's conversation. Like, what are you gonna do to me? And he said, I love your channel. I watched your videos. I watched your videos on the 30 days of GoPro. And he said, watching your videos made me realize that I could create videos and start a business creating videos for other people. And that's his business now. That's what he does. He's very good at it and he's very successful at it. And looking back on those two conversations really sums up my experience of the difference between the blogging community and the video creator community. The blogging community tends to be very territorial when it comes to the niches. Okay. Whereas the video creator community is much more collaborative. It's warmer, it's more welcoming. If you tell me, hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel where I'm going to help people create videos so they can grow their online side hustle, which is basically what my niche is here. I would say, awesome, great. Here are some video topic ideas that you can create, because I don't feel like creating those topics. I tell people that all the time. I want you to be a content creator within my niche, because we can help each other grow. We can cultivate an even bigger community together, and we don't have to be competitors. Whereas in the blogging world, if Susie Homemaker's chocolate cake with chocolate frosting recipe outranks Betty Homemaker's chocolate cake with chocolate frosting recipe on Google, they're fighting it out. They are fighting it out, and you better not have the same exact title as somebody else's blog post. Now, I can kind of understand why bloggers may be a bit more territorial within their niches and within their topics, because they kind of live and die by the first page of Google. There's only 10 spots there. Whereas over here on YouTube, the YouTube algorithm is like, we'll just keep throwing content at our users as long as they're watching. And it's not really a matter of trying to rank in the search results, because the algorithm works in so many other ways that having other content within your niche, even if it's the same exact topics, actually helps your YouTube channel grow. So those are just some of my experiences, like I said, as a participant in the blogging community and the video creator community. And there are actually some really warm and welcoming blogging communities. I will link to my friend Tracy's Facebook group down below and some of the courses that she has, plus a really great SEO course specifically for blogging that I've been working through for my blog that I'll link to below as well. Not everyone in the blogging world is cold and cutthroat. And probably not everyone in the YouTube community is warm and welcoming, but honestly, I haven't run into anyone that has wanted to squash me yet. So as we head into 2022, if you're wondering YouTube versus blogging, which one should I focus on? I'm always going to say both. I will probably say both for 2023, 24, and at least 25, but focus on your YouTube channel first, because when you create content that's part of your spiderweb strategy and you become consistent and you build that momentum, you build that traffic, the YouTube algorithm is going to work in your favor to get you those views and traffic that's going to lead to revenue, and you can turn your YouTube videos into blog posts. Now, don't get hung up on having a pretty looking blog. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Google cares a lot about page speed and the content that is on that page. It doesn't care what your social media icons, color looks like, or what you have in your sidebar, unless it's slowing your site down or something. So focus on the content first, the YouTube content, turn those YouTube videos into blog posts, and things will take off for you. But let's not ignore what's going on outside of the YouTube, Google bubble, because TikTok, Instagram Reels, even YouTube Shorts, which is still within the bubble, but kind of different, kind of off in its own little bubble. Everything that's going on over there with short form vertical content is something I think us content creators really need to keep an eye on. Don't ignore it. It's only going to get bigger and more prevalent, more prominent, and you'll set yourself up for failure if you ignore it, hoping that it's going to go away. And even though TikTok is getting bigger and bigger, something that's not going to be going away anytime soon is email marketing. So the organic content that you're creating with YouTube, with blogging, with TikTok, with Reels, all the things, you can be driving subscribers to your email marketing platform. I like to use ConvertKit for this. When you have an email list, you can communicate with your most loyal fans, the people who take the time to type their email address into a form to download your freebie or your cheat sheet or your checklist. Those are your most loyal audience members. You could call them fans if you want to. What I think of them as are the people that I want to hang out with. Those are the people that I invite to my membership program, the Video Pursuit Society. So be always building your email list no matter what organic traffic strategies and platforms you're using. Now, I would really love to hear from you what you're planning for 2022. I know something I've been looking at is exploring more niche site or niche channel ideas. Topics that aren't meant to be a big personal brand with your face on camera, but something that is like small and mighty and can earn revenue through affiliate marketing really easily, that doesn't require these kind of like long form face on camera type of videos. That's something that I am definitely looking into for 2022, but I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what your plans are for 2022, and I guess I'll see you there.